Hmm. Oh, it looks like someone's here, perhaps. Hmm. Okay. Just testing. If you can hear me, just let me know. Oh, hello. The year slash Republic of Ireland mapping. Nice to see you here. Okay. Looks like my internet's slightly better. Okay, we can hear you. Good, good, good. Uh, if someone can just send. Oh. Am I still quiet? Oh, or perhaps it's no, no. I have both these turned on. Hmm. I wonder if it has anything to do with this. Huh. Can you guys hear me better now? Just let me know. Okay. Says can hear you now, I think. All right. All right. Good. 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 Um. Alrighty, boys. Well, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about the staticness. Um. Yeah. Yeah. I think that's just my bad internet, probably. So let's go. I think it's this one. I think this is the site. Actually, no. There must have been a link somewhere. Mhm. Probably here, I think. Hopefully this will get me to where I want. Sorry, the Wi-Fi is a bit sucky right now. Okay. Okay, I think I'm just gonna have to turn off my display just for a little bit. Um, so I can put this in. So, I wonder how this works. Can I do this? And that. Let's see. Can you guys still hear me? I just want to see what's going on. Oh, I have to click the I. Oh, okay. Alright. Okay, there we go, there we go, okay. So I'm just gonna put in my info real quick, and then we will... Okay, there we go, there we go. Alright, sorry for all the delays, guys. I'm here now, and yes, so Happy New Year's. Welcome everyone to the 1,000 subscriber survey that 53 of you guys took, and the results. I'm very happy. I mean, of course, that still means I think 5% of my viewers, but I mean, it was a decent amount. So, oh shoot, I hope the internet's not too bad. And so I will now be taking a look into this. So, just a quick confirmation. Can you guys all hear and see decently well? Just write that in the chat if you can hear or see decently well. I'll just wait for your responses and then we'll start. Okay, we got one yes. Alright. Anyways, trapped in 2010, yes, not by my own will. Okay, great, great. So, here we have it, Mike History 2 second channel survey, and 53 responses. Look at the results. So let's open it. Let's hope it doesn't take 3 hours to open. Okay, there we go. Gonna check this chat one more time and then we'll start. Okay. First question, how old are you? One person apparently is between 5 and 9 years old. Now, it's not completely out of the question, but this seems highly unlikely. It also 10 to 13-year-olds. I mean, I expected perhaps a little more than this, but, makes sense. Wow, this is crazy. 21 of you guys are between 14 and 17, which makes sense. I mean, this is like most of the YouTube history fan base right there. And also 21 of you guys are between 18 and 21. So this is pretty much like, perhaps even my next survey, I'll like break this down, like just 14 to 16, and then like 17 to 18, and then 19 to 20, and etc. Because this is by far the main demographic in terms of age. I see you guys who are between 22 and 24 years old. So, still a decent amount. I mean, this is like very close to my own age. And this is where things start really petering out. We have two people who watch between age 25 and 29. All right. We have one person in their 30s. So we have one person between 30 and 34. Whoever you are, I really appreciate your support. And then finally, no one's above the age of 34. All right. So this was one of the mandatory questions, so we had 53 responses. Oh. Oh. Shoot. Let me... Seems that the internet sucks again. Oh boy. You see, like... Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Sorry about the low quality. Just trying to make sure you guys have a good viewing experience so that it's not unwatchable. Yes, yes. A year did make that profile picture for me, and it has been extremely helpful. So thank you a lot for that. Um, yeah. Hopefully it's a little better. Okay, so I'm gonna quit Discord. Is it any better now? No, we're losing. We're like 5 now. Not too bad. Okay. Anyway, sorry about all that. If you guys are still having problems, just let me know, and I'll try to go to the next question now. All right. So, next question. Where are you from? I'm a stalker and I want to know your address. Oh, this is pretty cool. I like all the colors. So, the most answers, 14 of you guys, so 26% are from America. Nice. We have 8 Asians, but apart from Turkey, India, Kuwait, and Thailand. The reason those 4 are singled out is because I have a lot of viewers from those countries. So, we have 8 Asians not from those 4 countries. Now we have 7 Europeans, but apart from the UK, Poland, Russia, France, Ukraine, Germany, and Italy. So there's still a decent amount of Europeans right there. I have 5 from India. That's 9%. That's a pretty high amount actually. It's almost a tenth of my viewers are Indians, so go for the Indian representation. 8% or 4 people from Finland. And for those who don't know what that means, that's Poland. The Polish people will know that. The reason I call it that is because the Poles always wrote like Fine under like every mapping video I would watch. And so I just made that as a joke. All right. And we have 4 people from Canada. So that's my country right there. 3 British people, or 6%. 2 people from Africa, apart from Zimbabwe. Interesting. We have 1 French person. We have 1 Turkish person. We have 1 Thai person. We have 1 German. We have 1 Italian. We have 1 Latin American, apart from Brazil. And we have nobody from other countries or from Zimbabwe. So, I mean, like, of course it is dominated by America, which makes sense because I speak English. India also speaks English. Canada speaks English. Britain speaks English. But it's interesting, I have a pretty international audience though. A lot of Poles, a lot of Europeans, a lot of Asians, a couple of Africans. So that was pretty interesting. Alright, let's check the comments now. Only 4 from Canada. Our Discord alone has 3. Yeah, I know. Canadians are overrepresented in the server, but not that much in my actual audience. You are the Irish representative. Thank you. We have American domination. That's right. Yes. All right, guys. Let's go to question 3. Question 3. What religion are you? Ooh, lots of colors there too. It looks actually pretty similar to this one, so I'm interested in seeing. You see, this was not too interesting. All right, so let's start off. Christian Catholic comes in at number 1 with 15 people. Christian Protestant comes in at number 2, 11 people. So we have 28% Catholic and 21% Protestant. So that is not too surprising. We have 5 Sunni Muslims, so that's about 9%. We have 5 Hindus, which interestingly corresponds to the 5 Indians, so I'm sure all 5 of these Hindus are from India. Yeah, 5 atheists. I'm actually pretty surprised. Well, okay, I guess I divide between atheists and agnostics. So overall that goes up to 9 people who are irreligious, 5 atheists, 4 agnostic, 3 are orthodox. That's actually a surprisingly high amount. And so I guess when we add this all up, we have 26 with 29 Christians, 9 irreligious people, 3 Jewish people. That's a lot. Like given first of all, like the fact that no one's from Israel, and also the other fact that like Judaism is such a small religion, the fact that we have 3 Jews says a lot. Oh, you're a Protestant Christian in the middle of Ireland. Whoa. Okay. Oh, we had another moderator. So apparently, Daravaza, you're not the only Jew. We have 2 other Jews watching, so we need to find out who those are. All right. Then we have 2 people who follow other religions, and then we have no Shias, no Buddhists at all, no Confucian Taoists, no like Restorationists like Mormon, Jehovah's Witness, and then no others. That's pretty interesting. So I mean, I was obviously not surprised that Christians make up just over half, but it is interesting how there are 5 Hindus and 5 Indians, decent amount of Muslims, the religious people, slightly less than what I expected, and yeah, lots of Jews. All right, interesting. What gender you do that there are only 2 genders? Yes, I made this a controversial. I mean, this shouldn't be controversial. Sorry, I don't like to be political, but this is sort of obvious. So, supposedly, 89% are male, and then 8% are transgender, non-binary, queer, pansexual, gender fluid person. Now, obviously, I know a lot of these people took this as a troll. I don't think there are actually any self-identified trans people. So pretty much actually means is that we are 97%. Wait, what? Oh, maybe someone chose both. So pretty much 96% male, which is exactly what I expected. This kind of community pretty much only appeals to men. Um, but surprisingly, there are 2 women who took the poll, which is interesting because there are never any women in the chat or in the comments. So I guess I do have some female viewers. And so we're going to check the comments again real quick. Oh, Julius Caesar chose Judaism. Okay, that makes sense. Surprised there's even one female. Me too. Me too. Alright. If you are subscribed to my channel, when did you subscribe? So, of course, the largest one is can't remember. We have 8 people who subscribed from June to August 2020, so I guess I had a pretty big peak during that time. Actually, let me check what I was doing June to August 2020. That would have been 2 years ago. Let's see, when was this video made? Oh, makes sense. This is when all my popular videos came out. 1.2K, 1.1K, 2.2K, 1.5K. Yeah, so 3.1K, 3.2K. So this was like all my history of countries videos. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. All right. Then we have 4 people who subscribed in December 2022. Let's go. Let's go. We're getting a decent amount of new subs who are taking the poll, so that's good. We have 1 person who was between December 2020 and February 2021, which is interesting because actually that's when I was in Hawaii, for those of you who remember that. All right, 1 person June to August 2021. 3 people March to May 2022. 2 people March to May 2018. This is when I just started, so 2 of the OGs. I thank you guys for that. 2 people from December 2019 to February 2020. September to November 2020. 2 again, March to May 2021. 2 again, and then 1 person June to August 2018. So another early sub. 1 person December 2018 to February 2019. So another early person June to August 2019, decently early. March to May 2021, and then December 2021 to February 2022. Okay. All right. It's a pretty good balance, I'd say. Gonna check the chat again. Oh, I hope. What if you subscribe in January 2023? Too bad. Might have been the link on. Oh, you sent a link to my channel, Quora. Thank you so much, Sir Welch. I really appreciate it. Summer 2021, gang. Let's go. You've been here since the early days. Yeah, you're pretty much the first person I met on Discord. Okay, so I've asked why I'd say they're two and put a trans option, sort of just as a joke, honestly. Okay, all right. Let's go to the next question. 6. How do we learn about the channel? Wow, this is crazy. Almost half of them found my channel through Discord, which is crazy because like if I hadn't got Discord, perhaps I wouldn't even have half the subs I do now. Um, I got Discord I think October 2018, so pretty much most of my channel's lifetime. That's crazy how many people came. Only 13% from YouTube recommendations, so a little sad. Okay, I like this. 9% came from collaborations. That's great. One person through YouTube history search, so that's cool. Self-promotion, hey, I mean, self-promotion does work. I self-promote a lot. And then 8 through others. I would be interested in learning what those others are. Alright, how often do you watch the videos? So only 2 GigaChads watched all my videos. So whoever you two are, thank you. Okay, we have another 6 people who watch every time I upload, so thank you for that. Alright, we have another 19%, so 10 people who watch most of the time. So these are the true alpha males right here. The 4 plus 19 plus 11. That's 34%. So you third who are my loyal subs, thank you. Then we have another third who watches every once in a while. We have 28% who rarely watch, which is kind of sad. And then we have 3 people who never watch, but then they're subscribed. So that's a bit weird. Oh my goodness, it's 3 a.m. Well, I really appreciate your dedication here for watching this at 3 a.m. Okay, next. 8. How do you learn about my new videos? So again, crazy amount on Discord. 42%. 11% from the subscription box. I expected a little more than that. 9% going to my channel page. Well, thank you for doing that. No, 15% notification squad. So good on you guys for turning on the notifications. Okay, I do get a decent amount just from seeing recommended page. So I'm glad I'm being recommended to people. And then 6% from other. Alright. Interesting. Alright, next, page 2, content. So before we do that, let's check the chat again. You got Discord in 2017 when you were 11. Yeah, it doesn't really surprise me. Actually, you sounded really young when like I first met you. I mean, I guess you were 12. Oh, you got your notifications switched to always. Thank you, Ayur. I don't actually see you that much like on Discord, but I'm glad to know you're a loyal sub. Okay. Next, which do we find most interesting? Well, unsurprisingly, history of countries was the most popular. Well, actually, I guess that's not necessarily unsurprisingly, but that's what I expected. History of countries, because those are the ones that get the most views. Wars and battles, comparing countries, biographies, top 10s. I'm a little sad that alternate history is so low because I've been making a lot of these recently. And then genealogy, which is the least amount, and I guess that was seen in my views. I mean, I was not getting a tremendous amount of views on any of these videos, but I enjoyed making them a lot, so I'm going to be moving away from genealogy definitely for a while, but alternate history is what you can expect, at least for the beginning of the year. And then after this, probably we'll be moving back to biographies and hopefully some histories of countries soon. Alright. So, this is an interesting one. I need to figure out how this works. So, ooh, this is some tricky math stuff right here. All right, I'm gonna have to think this through. Okay, let's just. Okay, so pretty much, how much do we want to see these? I guess this is the average. So the most popular is history by wars and battles, followed by alternate history, followed by biographies, followed by top tens. No, followed by comparing countries, top tens, and the least is genealogy. So I guess overall, the average is 2.21. Um, so I guess what this means is that 46% of you guys wanted to see history of countries first. I think that's how it works. I think that's what this means here. Um, then 44% of you guys wanted to see wars and battles first. 27% um, wanted to see it second, I think, for top tens. And then for like in the middle, so third would be comparing countries' biographies, and genealogy is the last, and alternate history. So let's see what this is. Let's see what. Oh, okay. I think this is the average. Pretty much. So for biographies, like 7 wanted to see very little, 5 wanted to see decent amount, 22 wanted to see like medium, 9 wanted to see a lot, and then 5 wanted to see much more. And for alternate history, it's much more balanced. There's like a pretty balance between 10, 8, 11, 8, and 11. So alternate history seems to have like a much more, I guess, broad in terms of like there's no one who's really fanatically dedicated. Like it's just kind of an medium interest in alternate history. Biographies is just like a medium interest, I guess, in that. Now, people really want to see wars and battles, so that's something I'll keep in mind because like almost nobody wanted to see less of them. Almost everyone wanted to see wars and battles. Um, let's see. People really want to see history of countries. I mean, you look at this, right? Only 2 people want to see it like very little, and 4, and then 6. A lot of 14 wanted to see it like more, and then 22 much more. Um, then let's see. Genealogy. Most people just want to see a little bit of genealogy. And then, yeah, a decent amount want to see a lot more of it too. For biographies, yeah, I guess it was sort of what I mentioned here is very much in the middle there. Comparing countries, comparing countries was much more of like a decent enthusiasm, I think. We have like 14 for 2, 14 for 3, and then a few people want to see comparing countries much more, but generally it's not that much. And then the final one is top 10. Top 10s is also a decent amount of enthusiasm, but no one's really fanatic about it. So I think overall then, because I think I understand this graph now, pretty much people really want to see histories of countries and wars and battles. Um, right? There is a very average, I guess, amount of enthusiasm for biographies, so that's something I can keep up. Genealogies, as I expected, is not extremely popular, but I do have a decent amount of people who like genealogies too. And then comparing countries and top tens is slightly above average, I think. So I think that's pretty much what this means. Let me just go back to the chat here. Yeah, I noticed that after 2021, you use Discord less and less. Yeah, well, Welsh, even if it's just you who watches genealogy, you enjoy it so much that I really appreciate it. And yes, Julius Caesar, I'm not surprised that you are the one who likes alternate history, because we really love those alternate history collabs. Alright, next, how do we rate the following? Okay, educational value, this is the most important, 4.15, and it's the highest. Okay, that's good. New knowledge, 4, this is also really important. Sound quality, 3.5, I mean, that's expected, I don't have a mic. And I guess, could be worse. Speed and pacing of my voice is something I need to improve on, but it's not too bad either. And then images and maps. But I have been improving on that, and you'll see that in my next video. So hopefully this will be a little higher, like whenever I do this next time. Alright. Pretty much, yeah. Educational value, new knowledge, and speed and pacing were like the highest. Yeah. And then sound quality and images and maps are the lowest, which, you know, it's not that surprising. Very few people said it was not educational. Very few people said they didn't learn that much. I guess this was like the lowest speed and pacing, so it's something I'll try to work on. Are you subscribed to my other channel? Let's go. We have 13% of the Chads who are subscribed to all of my channels. We have another 27% who are subscribed to one or more. And then 60% of people don't know I have other channels. Now, pretty much, guys, if you read the description of any of my different channels, now obviously I don't expect all of you guys to be interested in them. I mean, I have one on politics, which obviously is a little more controversial. I have one on anthropology and demographics, which is, you know, generally overlaps with history, but not always. I have another defunct channel where I used to do U4 streams, but there's no point in subbing to that. And yeah, so those are my other channels. Alright, page 3, politics. This is interesting. So let's check the comments again, and then we'll get into the politics. Okay, maps need improvement. Yes, they do. Although perhaps you'll be a little happier with my new maps. Okay, so this is the most important part. Not the most important part. I mean, part 1 and 2 are actually more important, but this is the most interesting part. These questions, yeah, they weren't mandatory. So we have a few less responses, but this is going to be the people who are really interested. So, first of all, wow, the largest, you know, unsurprisingly is center. So 37%, roughly a third. And then roughly a third are right wing too. And I think the main reason for this is because my Discord is right wing, and because so many of you guys found me through Discord, it makes sense that I have way more right wing viewers. I think that if I never had Discord, perhaps I would have more left wing viewers, but I guess that's the way it is. So pretty much the same amount of right wing and center people. We do have some left wing people, so about 12%. And we have another 12% who are not political, and then we have 2 people who were other. Alright, so that was pretty interesting. Authoritarian or libertarian. Alright, so the largest one, of course, is moderate, as expected, is 29%. 20% were somewhat authoritarian. So that's a decent amount. That's like a fifth. But we also have a pretty similar sized amount of people who are somewhat libertarian. Then we have 7% who are very authoritarian, and we have a little more, 12% who are very libertarian, and then finally 15% who don't know or have no opinion. So that's pretty interesting. Alright, next to the liberal conservative, it's sort of the same as broad political ideology, it's a little more specific. So you have 10% of people who are very liberal, 7% of people who are somewhat liberal, 22% of people who are moderate. But then because of how many right-wing people we have, oh, this is the largest one, 32%, so a third of the people are very conservative. And then we have another fifth who are somewhat conservative. So we have a lot of conservatives here. And then add to that the moderates, not that many liberals. And then we have a tenth who don't know or have no opinion. Alright, and then this is another similar one. So again, very liberal, very progressive. This one's slightly higher with 12%. Now that said, somewhat progressive actually has much more than somewhat liberal. We have a fifth of the people who are somewhat progressive. We have 12% who are moderate. We have, again, a third who are about somewhat traditionalist, 15% who are very traditionalist, and 7% who don't know or have no opinion. Alright, so now let's go to the comments again. I wonder if Alexander the Hellenes or Claude Vaslin could be the main historical person of the year in 2024. I mean, perhaps. We don't know. Your center. Oh, remember how mean Warsaw would always fight about Israel-Palestine? Yes, that was one of my highlights in my early Discord years. Logan's somewhat authoritarian. Darvaza is religious Zionist. Lear is more progressive and traditional, I can definitely tell, whereas Logan's more traditional. Okay, interesting. Alright, extremist. So, we have 2 people who are communists, 2 people who are anarchists, 3 people who are extreme nationalists, 2 people who are fascists, 2 people who are Nazis, that's pretty concerning. And then the other 70% who are extreme fans, so thank you. This channel is full of extremists, but luckily most of them are the good kind of extremists. This is going to be an interesting one. Are you a nationalist patriot? So we have 3 people who are extreme nationalists, which I guess makes sense because we have 2 fascists and 2 Nazis. Or no, actually no, we have extreme nationalists, so I guess 3 people who are extreme nationalists here and 3 people who are extreme nationalists there. And we have a quarter who are nationalistic in general. You have a third of the people who are patriotic but not nationalistic. So that's pretty interesting. But I guess perhaps a lot of these are Europeans where there's a little more of a distinction between those two. Then we have 15% of people who are not. You have 3 people who are explicitly against nationalism and patriotism, and then we have 5 people who don't know or have no opinion. Alright, that's pretty interesting. Then we have next, are you a monarchist or Republican? So, we actually have 3 people who are monarchists and believe all countries should be monarchies. I definitely know who one of these people are. Then we have 2 people who are monarchists. We have some people who believe in monarchies but only constitutional monarchies. And we have 10 people who are Republicans, so that's a quarter. We have 4 people who believe, so about 10%, who believe that all countries should be republics, and then just a decent amount of people who don't know or have no opinion. Alright, so now we're going to go back to chat again. Alright. Next, are you democratic or not? So, interestingly, only 18% believe that every country should be a democracy. We have 43% who are in favor of democracy. Now we do have 15% who are not in favor of democracy. We have 5% who are explicitly against democracy. We have 10% who believe democracy should be stamped out everywhere. And then we have another 10% who don't know or have no opinion. Alright, which specific political ideology applies to you? Interesting. So, number 1, conservative, which I guess makes sense. Number 2, Democrat, but that means supporter of democracy, so not just like the Democrat Party in the US. By the way, if there is some noise from the hallway, I apologize for that. Alright, then we have number 3, nationalist, which makes sense. We have a good amount of environmentalists, 7. We have 6 feminists, which I guess makes sense because we also have 6 liberals, 6 libertarians, 6 Christian nationalists, that's quite a high amount. We have 6 people who don't know. We have 5 socialists, 5 social democrats, 5 progressives, but clearly this shows way fewer left-wing people. We have 4 LGBT activists, which is interesting, but perhaps these are the ones who clicked transgender and all that. We have 4 authoritarians, and we have 4 others, and then we have 19 who I guess didn't take it. Alright, so pretty much 45% are conservative, 33%, so third are Democrats, about a quarter are nationalists, and we have a decent amount of environmentalists, feminists, liberal, libertarian, Christian nationalists, I don't know, no opinion, socialist, social democrat, progressive, LGBT activists, authoritarian, and others. Alright, next. Are you capitalist or socialist? So we have 11% who are laissez-faire capitalists, 18% who are capitalists, 24% who are mixed but more capitalist, 18% who are mixed, 8% who are mixed but more socialist, 8% who are socialist, no communist, 3% who are neither, so one person who's neither, and then 11% who don't know or have no opinion. So, obviously, this little thing here doesn't actually help, but I'm going to be looking at this because these were the statements and there were a lot of them. Yeah, really a lot of them, but it's going to be interesting to see what the responses are here. Alright, so first question, morality still matters, with 65% of you guys strongly agree. Right? Morality is objective. Now this is a little more interesting because the average was neutral, with a quarter of you being neutral, but also a decent amount agreeing and strongly agreeing, and a decent amount disagreeing and strongly disagreeing. Now, morality can only be derived from religion. This, by far, has the most disagree so far, with only 35% of people strongly disagreeing, another 11% disagreeing, but we still have a decent amount of people who would agree or are neutral. So, next, some rights are natural, meaning they exist regardless of what the law says. The highest is a third of you guys who strongly agree, and a lot of people are neutral or agree too, but there's some people who disagree with this. See, we as a society tolerate too much. That's interesting. 36% of people strongly agree with this, and a decent amount of people are also neutral or agree. Now, for abortion is murder, I guess this also shows how it's much more of a divided issue. The average here is neutral, where about a third of people are neutral. 30% though strongly agree, and 14% agree. So I guess it's much more skewed towards here. And then, some people disagree. Now, politics are currently too partisan, pro-party instead of pro-ideology. So a lot of people agree, 36% agree, and a really high amount are also neutral or strongly agree. So again, much more in this case. And I guess this is where the standard deviation comes into play. So like, this is out of 10. And so pretty much, or no, actually is it though? Never mind. Anyways, next. Vote for candidate I want to vote for, even if the third party candidate with little chance of winning. This is surprisingly high amount of people strongly agreed, 28%. Quarter of you guys are neutral, 17% agree, and then a decent amount disagree or strongly disagree. Now, this is really interesting. I trust politicians. Half of you guys strongly disagree. A quarter of you guys disagree. A lot of the rest are neutral, but nobody strongly agrees, I should say, with this statement. I strongly trust politicians. So that's pretty interesting. It's the only one where we had a 0% so far. Next, the patriarchy still exists. This is also equally unpopular, pretty much. 40% strongly disagree. 11% disagree, 29% are neutral. There's some who still agree with this statement, though. Alright, next. Man is bad. Now, this is the most unanimous, I think. 84% strongly disagree, which makes sense, because apparently 89% of my audience is male, but it's probably a little higher than that. And we only have 5% who disagree, 5% who are neutral, and then 3% who agree, 3% who strongly agree. Next, systematic racism is a major problem in today's society. 36% disagree. And then interestingly, we have 25% who strongly disagree, 25% who are neutral, and then a few people who agree. We'll colonize other planets soon. There's very little enthusiasm for this, or I guess not enthusiasm, but optimism about this, because 28% of you guys strongly disagree, 19% disagree, 90% are neutral, but then there's a decent amount who agree with this. Next, Europeans should not be proud of their history of colonialism and imperialism. Now, this also has a lot of strongly disagrees, the most, with 36%. 22% of you guys agree, or disagree, 22% neutral, and a couple of you guys agree with this statement. Now, the environment is something we need to preserve and protect. Now, that's interesting because this is another one of strongly agree. Over half of you guys strongly agree with this statement. 27% of you guys agree. 11% are neutral. 5% disagree. And no one strongly disagrees with this. So that's another interesting. So before we continue. Let's check the chat again. Okay. We need to drastically reduce our emissions. This one is much more of a controversial. Actually, never mind. No, 32% are neutral, 30% strong agree, and 27% strongly agree. So generally, most people agree with this, and only 5% disagree or strongly disagree. We need climate lockdowns. Now, even though a lot of people agree we need to reduce our emissions, half the people strongly disagree with climate lockdowns. 31% disagree with it. 19% are neutral. Nobody agrees with this, but 3% strongly agree. So that's a little interesting. Now, we need to return to nature and abandon capitalist progress. Half of you guys disagree with that. 14% strongly disagree, I should say. 14% disagree. 22% are neutral. But there are a couple of people who agree and strongly agree with this. Now then, there's the next part. Big business is as dangerous as big government. 30% of you guys agree, although we have similar amounts who strongly agree or are neutral, and a couple who disagree. Now, capitalism is a major problem and consistently fails. Only a third of you guys strongly disagree with this. A quarter are neutral. That said, over a quarter agree with this, but very few strongly agree or disagree with this. Now, communism is a major problem and consistently fails. Half of you guys strongly agree with this. A quarter agree, but there are a couple who disagree with this. Next, COVID is a major problem. So, interestingly, the largest answer for this is disagree. I guess a lot of you guys don't really believe it's that big of a deal. We have 22% are neutral, and then 19% who strongly disagree or agree. And very few people strongly agree. Now, this is also a very high number right here. We need harsher or more COVID lockdowns than what we currently have. This is very unpopular. Most of you guys strongly disagree with this, and then the rest pretty much disagree. Now, COVID vaccination should be mandatory. Again, just over half of you guys strongly disagree with this, and then the rest, we have 11% agree, 11% disagree, and then 19% neutral. COVID mask should be mandatory, slightly lower, but still mostly strongly disagree. A third of you guys disagree with that too. Then, COVID vaccines are poisonous. Interesting. So over half of you guys, though, strongly disagree that COVID vaccines are poisonous. Right? We have 11% who strongly agree, nobody agrees, and then we have 22% who disagree. Alright, then COVID is a hoax and is just a propaganda tool. So this is 2/3 of you guys strongly disagree with this, 17% disagree, 9% are neutral, and a couple of you guys agree with this. Alright, so those are all the code questions, so we'll go back to the chat a little bit. Okay. So Eir says Europeans should be proud of colonialism. Historical events, welcome to the stream. Okay, Eir asks, why don't people think vaccines should be mandatory? Ivav says, Europeans shouldn't be proud of colonialism. Meanwhile, Iranians being proud of Persian Empire, Indians being proud of Moria, Arabs being proud of free caliphates, Mali being proud of Mansa Musa. Exactly. This is what I think too. Ivav also says the vaccines don't stop the spread. That's also true. Yeah, Darvaza, this is what I agree with. Everyone should be proud of what their nation has done, but should also acknowledge the bad stuff too. Julius Caesar, I don't approve the Korea 19, bro. Alright, let's go back. International cooperation is important. So the highest is strongly agree. 42% of you guys agree with that. 28% agree. 22% are neutral, and very few strongly or mildly disagree. Then, we should strive for a global government. Now, even though a lot of people believe in international cooperation, the same amount also disagree with we should strive for global government. 36% of you guys strongly disagree, and very few people are in favor of this. Now, then there's the statement, there's a global cabal of elitists running society. A quarter of you guys strongly disagree, but interestingly, a quarter of you guys strongly agree too. So it's completely split. And then 90% are neutral, and then roughly the same amount agree and disagree. So this is a very like, I guess, tie splitting statement. Right then, Jews have been the most oppressed group historically. It's a very neutral question. 39% of you guys are more neutral on this. 11% strongly disagree, 70% strongly agree, 19% are agree, and 14% disagree. Right, religion is outdated. Now, this is very, very much not agree with, which makes sense because you have a lot of Christians and other religions watching this. 58% strongly disagree, 11% disagree, 14% agree, 8% strongly agree, and 8% are neutral. Now, religion is inherently violent. This is even more controversial, with 61% of you guys strongly disagreeing with this. And then we have 14, interestingly split equally, 14% disagree, 14% are neutral, and then 6% agree and 6% strongly agree. Now, interestingly enough, when it comes to Islam, specifically, Islam being a religion of peace, 42% of you guys are more neutral on this. A quarter of you guys strongly disagree, 17% disagree, and a couple of you guys agree with this. Now, gender is a social construct. Exactly half of you guys completely disagree with this. 14% disagree, but we still have 17% who agree and 8% strongly agree. Trans women are real women. Now, this actually was a little less than I expected. 41% of you guys strongly disagree, but we have a quarter who are neutral and 19% who disagree, and we have a couple who agree with this too. Being gay is normal. Now, even though I guess strongly disagree is the highest, with 27% of you guys disagreeing, strongly disagreeing, also 27% strongly agree, so this is completely split. It's pretty much quarter strongly disagree, quarter strongly agree, quarter neutral, and then a lot of people agree with this too. So I guess slightly overall, actually, more people think being gay is normal than not. Alright then, LGBT still face major obstacles to gain full equality. Now, a lot of people do agree with this. The highest is strongly agree, 24% strongly agree, but 22% disagree, and 19% strongly disagree, and 90% are neutral. So actually more people don't believe this. Feminists are very annoying. Interestingly, over half of you guys believe this, strongly agree with the statement, and then a decent amount are neutral or agree. Alright, then, SJWs are very annoying, same amount pretty much, 56% of you guys strongly agree with this, and very few people disagree or strongly disagree. People are inherently good. Now this is a little more interesting. A quarter of you guys are more neutral, exactly 14% agree, 14% disagree, 14% agree, and then we have slightly more people who strongly disagree. People are inherently selfish. Now this is people have a little more of an opinion. About a third of you guys are neutral, a quarter agree, 19% disagree, and then we have 14% who strongly agree and 6% who strongly disagree. Countries should go to war more. Now this is not very close. 53% of you guys strongly disagree, 22% of you guys disagree, 70% of you guys are neutral, but we still have 9% who agree with this statement. Then, Slava Ukraini, glory to Ukraine. 30% of you guys strongly agree with this, and 27% of you guys agree with this, so much more pro-Ukraine. We have a decent amount who strongly disagree or are neutral. Then Slava Russia, glory to Russia. So 30 of you strongly disagree with this, 30 of you guys are neutral, and we have a couple of Russia supporters. Then, censorship is sometimes necessary. 39% of you guys agree with this. That's a pretty high amount. Then we do have a decent amount also who are against this, but we also have a lot of people who are for this. Finally, Trump 2024. This is interesting because we do have a lot of right-wing people, but not all right-wing people necessarily are in favor of Trump. And so we have a quarter of y'all who are neutral about this, 19% strongly agree, 9% disagree, 22% strongly disagree, and 14% agree. So that was very long, but anyways, That's pretty much where what that was. So let's check the chat again. Oh, there's a lot of things said. Okay. Micro reviewing the poll results while meanwhile us politically arguing. I mean, that's pretty much what my community is always like, isn't it? Mm. Okay, how's being gay not normal? It's a natural thing. I remember this was one of our earliest debates, but you know, this will definitely spark a war in the comments. Ives says my Bible. Historical says it's unsavory, it's unnatural, it's abomination. Depends on which part of the world. Very true. Canada, LGBT face like zero hurdles. That's true. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. Yeah, that's sort of true. With feminism and LGBT rights. Yeah. Alright. Anyways, back to here. Between pure communism, pure capitalism, where should the economy be? So, pretty much 10 is pure capitalism, 1 is pure communism. One person wants pure communism. We have 5 people who want pure capitalism. Most people want decent amount of capitalism. This is where I would be too. A lot of people are a little more neutral, but slightly more leaning towards capitalism. Between pure anarchy and complete totalitarianism, where should the government be? Again, it's a little more authoritarian, but the most is just neutral. Where we do have 2 people who want total anarchy, 1 person who wants complete totalitarianism, 1 person who wants almost complete totalitarianism, and 2 people who want almost complete anarchy. But yeah, mostly it's like a little more authoritarian, but not totalitarian. And between communism and Nazism, where should the government be? I know this was a very controversial question because I guess I didn't really explain what I meant by this question. Pretty much it just meant like extreme left or extreme right. But you know, pretty much everyone agreed like in a neutral middle ground. We do have 2 people who want Nazism, 2 people who want communism, and then slightly more in favor of communism. Alright, and then the final part, suggestions on how to improve the channel. So check the channel one more time, the stream one more time, and then we'll read the suggestions. Alright. Okay, more engaging content with the addition of background music. I agree. I've tried to be a little more engaging in my more recent videos, and yeah. As for the background music, I'm just generally skeptical of that because either I find the background music's very boring and generic, or it's copyrighted. So I might do background music, but more likely than not, I won't. Less alternate history, more actual history. No, yeah, I agree. I've been doing a lot of alternate history recently, and also given that the Rome stuff gets me a lot of views, doing that. But yeah, I do want to continue doing real history. It's just that this Roman thing was one of the first things, one of my first projects where um, I really had motivation to work on it. But yeah, I agree. After the Rome, I'm hoping not to really do that much alternate history, like just maybe one more this year, and then that should be it. Okay. I mean, if I had to be honest, I never really watched, I guess, probably too much of the channel. I get the notifications, but most of the time I don't read them or see the video uploaded. But if I had to judge based on my poor knowledge of the channels, maps don't look very appealing to me. The rest is quite good. Yeah, it makes sense. I've just started mapping. Upload consistency is good. It's a little surprising because my consistency is actually not as good as I wish it was. Quality of video is good. pace is great since most videos aren't like 40 minutes. You get the point. I mean, yeah, that's true. I don't want to be one of those channels who makes all these really long videos. I try to keep it never more than 20 minutes. The average is 10 to 15 because that's what I like watching. I don't really want to watch anything longer than that unless it's by some great channel like What If Ultimate. Oh. Oh. Okay, write a script before you record and edit out stuttering hesitation. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, most of the time I don't really stutter or hesitate unless I'm doing alternate history because it's a little less scripted. But I think the problem I find often is either I will do a scripted video and then people say it's very monotonous, and then I'll do an unscripted video and then I'll hesitate. But I'll work on that. It's definitely something I can improve on. More collaborations with people other than me. That's fair. I am doing a very um, big collaboration this year. Uh, Higher quality maps. Yep, that's something I can work on. Okay. Is it anonymous? Yes. Facecam quality was bad and must improve. That's fair. But that said, I won't really be showing my face that much in the video, in my videos for the most part, except announcements. Okay, plan out what you're gonna say for videos, cause it sounds like you're going on random rants with the like pauses in between. Okay, talk a bit faster and use better images. It's a little interesting because oftentimes people say talk too fast, but I'll keep that in mind. A little bit louder. Yeah, I'm actually planning on hopefully buying a mic, so I wanna do that. Consistency of uploads can be worked on for sure. Quality of audio editing, yeah, makes sense. More energy and enthusiasm, yes. Okay, so more important to do an analysis of what has happened than give the recounting of events. I mean, I guess that's fair. I probably should try something like that out. But I think for the most part, just because of the limited time I have, and also because most of the time people just want to know what happened, um, yeah, I don't know if I really do an analysis, but I should definitely try it out. More detailed maps, sure. Yeah, that's something I can work on. I've been trying to work on that. Okay, write a script. Try to be more lively. You sound unprofessional and boring. See, again, like this is the dilemma a lot of the time is that either I write a script and then I sound boring, or then I don't write a script and I hesitate. But I've worked on trying to be more lively. Okay, audio quality. Okay, yeah, makes sense. You enjoy the survey? It's a bit too long. Okay, pretty good survey, sort of. It's 2:35 a.m. 100%. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, that's the survey. So check the comments again. This is all just about Russia and Ukraine. Okay. Well, anyways, thanks to all 50-ish of you guys who took the survey. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it, and although it was hard to make, and I won't be making one for a while, I hope you guys found the results interesting because I've watched other channels do these survey results, and I always found them really interesting. Um, and yeah, pretty much. Of course, thanks for all 1,000 of you guys who subbed. I'm hoping to make more videos this year, better quality videos, hopefully a little less alternate history. I don't think I'll be showing my face much, but perhaps I will. And I will try to work on better editing, but the main problem I have personally is just that I don't really have that much time to work on the videos. And if I do spend a lot of time, then I don't upload much and gain no new subs, so it's a bit of a balancing act. But I'll try to be more engaging and lively. I think that's the main thing. Otherwise, yeah, I mean, just tell me in the stream chat what you guys thought, and yeah, thanks a lot for having supported me up till now. Alright, so I guess I'll just be in the chat a little bit, and then I'll probably end the stream now. Make another one, but make it shorter? Sure, I mean, I guess I could make like another short survey if you guys are interested in that. But generally, I don't plan on making too many surveys. It was more just because it was 1,000 subs, so I wanted like a detailed census, if you want to call it that. Alright, well, I think in that case, um, goodbye everyone. I'll see you guys pretty soon. If you have anything else to say in the comments, just let me know. And yeah, pretty much it. Alright, thanks for that. Good stream. Thanks. I think I'm gonna end this now. Da-da-da.